What's going on, guys? Plymouth time. So, I was going through my little inventory and crossing it to what I had ordered, and I think I have almost everything. The only issue I'm running into, I'm missing one ball joint, and strangely enough, I think it looks like a dog bone, so I gotta look around like under the couch and stuff like that. All this stuff has been depackaged for me, which is pretty handy. However, the problem I'm gonna run into, Rock Auto made a small mistake. So I ordered inner and outer tie rod ends and the adjuster sleeves, and I checked the order and I ordered inner and outers. They sent just whatever these are, outers, so doubles of outers instead of one inner, one outer. So that's a bummer. The problem is I don't have the original box anymore, so I think I'm kind of hosed on that one. I mean, whatever, they're 12 bucks each, not the end of the world. So I'll order 2 of those. I found all the bushings. We've got the upper ball joints. They just thread in, so hopefully the other ones will thread out. Wheel cylinders. I put a master on this thing, and I put new front brake hoses on. I ordered a new rear brake hose. I gotta look at the brake line, fuel line, see if I'm running new stuff. Hopefully it'll be okay. Jinxed it. And the shocks are all there. I was mixing one set of little rubbers and all that, so again, I gotta find that, but we'll find it. And then brake shoes, and then I just gotta get some brake drums locally, I think. This thing does have sway bar, so I gotta see if those links are good in it, and the little bushings where it goes to the frame. Didn't even think to order that, because almost everything I own doesn't have sway bar, and this thing's 68. That's, I didn't know 68 anything had a sway bar unless it was an option. Anyways, I'm gonna get this thing up in the air. We'll pull the wheels, we'll see what it's gonna look like, compare it to my list of stuff I have, and if I need to order anything. I mean, I am ordering those tie rod ends anyways, so if I jam that today, I should have it in 3 days. But because this one's coming all apart for paint, it'll work out fine anyways. Well, once I have everything in stock. I'll also check stock locally tomorrow. If the price isn't too crazy, we'll see, but I've been there before, and a $12 tie rod is like $38 here, so it's worth waiting the 2 days. But yeah, we'll get this thing up in the air with the wheels pulled, and we'll see what we're looking at. Well, it appears though my Dodge is showing, because I don't know much about this thing. Danny came out though, and she found the other one of them. So that's bonus. So I don't need that. And I gotta do a little research here. I pulled this off. These, the tie rods look the same. I guess it's just gotta be, the threads must be different. So I'll have to double check on that. I'm pretty sure I ordered control arm upper bushings. I know I did. Whatever this little torsiony rod thing is, I didn't get a bushing for that, which I probably should. I guess I gotta take that lower control arm out. I don't know if I got a bushing for that or not. But really, I guess it's all the same but different. Well, actually don't look too bad, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they'll just stay. And then, let's see what those. I don't know. They don't look completely beat, they're cracked. Those might just stay as well. But I'll pull the, yeah. I might have to call Murph for a little bit of advice. He knows everything, right? Actually, I'll probably do a little Googling too. There's probably someone on YouTube that's already done this. Shocker. I'll do that. I'm going to pull the wheels, or the brakes, sorry, all apart. We'll see what they look like. And, yeah, you know what? Make sure the wheel bearings are good, all those sort of things. I got to order studs, which I didn't do. It's got half of them were broken because they were all, like, whatever, wrong hand thread. Stupid Dodge stuff. But yeah, I'll get this all taken apart, and we'll make another list of what I got to order. Alright, a little update. I ripped the one side all apart to kind of figure out how it all works, to realize I don't have nearly enough parts to put it back together. So we're going to leave that. I've got a whole list of stuff I'm going to order from Rock Auto. I'll check locally tomorrow before I order, but to get that going. I think it probably doesn't really need it, but I think I'm going to do all the control arm bushings. Just everything. I'm going to check it all out for price. Everything was pretty cheap when I was looking before. So I'm going to take it all apart, paint everything, clean everything, put it back together. So the whole front will be painted, and the key member and all that stuff. So in the meantime, it's already gotten kind of late in the day, start my life. I'm going to hop in the engine bay and start ripping everything out. Take all the wiring and stuff like that, just the connectors and whatnot. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to leave the wiper motor in, probably the master and stuff like that. I might take some of the brake lines out, we'll see. So I'd like to just kind of get in there, paint everything, and then, well, get all, obviously, for paint, but tomorrow, if I get most of this out, then I can get in there and start wire wheeling. Just like the bottom of the frame's a little crunchy and stuff like that. I want to get that all cleaned up. Give it a couple shot coats of primer, maybe. Battery tray out, get that cleaned up. Fix the one little rust hole, and below the battery tray is pretty ugly. So I'll see if I can kind of grind that. Maybe get a quick schmucka filler, and same with around the edge here of the battery tray. And then that'll be ready for paint. That'd be super easy. We're not going for perfection here, right? We're just trying to make it all one color again. The firewall actually looks great, so it's catch-22. The brake line's my only concern. Hopefully I can get those loose and I can take the whole thing right out. But yeah, that's what we're going to get done tonight, and then call her for the day. And regroup, be back at it tomorrow. Well, hey, stripped this down pretty quick. All the wiring's out of it. Everything's on the roof. That box is a bunch of stuff. I did have to take the headlight bezels out to get behind it. I don't know if it's lower. It must be low beam. Get the wiring out and suck it up. So that was all good. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking I need a throttle cable. I looked online. I can't find one, so I don't know what that's all about. The brake line goes side to side, and then the little distribution block. I'm hoping that I can just kind of take all the clips and just kind of pull it away and just dust in some paint and then just kind of let it hang, because I think trying to undo all that will just be a pain. The lines all look, I mean, like, look at them. I think they look in good shape. They're just, you know, if I don't gotta mess with them, I don't want to. So I'm gonna do one more thing tonight. Check this out. I'm gonna take the battery tray out. So it's like, these are the bolts are 1/2 inch, like they're whatever 5/16, but half inch head. Look how rotted these are. They'll show up, but they're down to nothing. Socket won't even grab them. So I'm gonna try and grind the tops down flat. See if I can weld a nut on all of these. Heat up with a torch and pull it out. Then I can take the battery tray out. I'm hoping that's just all that holds on there, because I'd like to get back in there and clean up in there. At this point, why not, right? And then get to that bottom of the front subframe, because that is the worst part. I guess the battery must have leaked, or maybe it just held water. I'm not really too sure. So I'm going to set the lapse camera up one more time. We'll get that all kind of ground down. Hopefully it'll come out nicely, or I'll get frustrated and shut her down. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, next day. So yeah, where we left it. I kind of took most of the stuff out. This is the real ugly spot, but you know what? It's all solid. It's just kind of crusty. So I didn't bring any bolts. All the little speed clips are still in it. I'm just going to scuff that up. I'm actually using a grinding disc and like a flap disc. Get all in there. You know, whatever it is. I'll probably give it a quick schmuck of filler in this spot right there, because you'll see it. And you know, maybe in here, and then the top of the frame. And that'll be that. I got to tackle that one rust hole. And there was one little spot here, it looks like it's just kind of coming through. I'm going to grind that, and I think I'll just kind of filler over it as well. So we get that all together, and then we'll just kind of scuff the rest of everything. I'm going to clean up with some thinner. I don't know how much we'll get done tonight. But get it all kind of cleaned up, because those are the only real troublesome spots. And yeah, I think in here is all pretty good. Bottom of this rail just a little bit. But I mean, really, who are we trying to impress here? I want to get all that done. Put a spot prime on a few spots, and then we'll basically be ready to paint it, because I'm not going to be perfect. All the stuff's decent as it is. I ordered all the other suspension parts, or whatever pieces I didn't have, so that's good. I've never taken a Dodge front end apart before. Mopar. So I ordered all the stuff. I watched some YouTube videos. I think we're going to tackle that on the next video, which will probably start tomorrow. So Rock Auto is usually 3 or 4 days out. So if I ordered it this morning. If I can get the front end stripped, literally the whole everything out of it, I'm fighting if I should take the K-member out and paint it. I gotta stop. But then I have it all apart. Then I can paint everything, K-member, all that. Maybe even clear coat all the new parts I'm gonna get, and then start building all back together brand new stuff. It's kind of the way I'm thinking. So get this done, strip it all down to nothing. Should be nothing from the firewall forward. Paint everything top and bottom from the firewall forward, like I'm going to do, which will probably be its own little video, and then a reinstallation video, and then we're kind of done with the front end stuff, and then tackle something else. I don't want to think too far ahead. My brain can't handle those things. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll set up old Lapsy, and we'll get after these little things. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do first, but you'll see what I do. Alright, well, far from perfect and perfect from afar, as Murr would say. So we got her all in there. It's a metal patch. It's fine. I'll put just a little skim coat of filler on there just so it gets kind of some of the lumps out. The nice thing about painting under the hood is it's not bodywork. You can see all the folds and presses and like nothing's perfect, right? Oh, here, give her a little grind job. We'll do a little more, then I'll just schmuck it in filler. Down here I got the real crusty stuff off, and I sprayed on, this is, where did I put the can? This rust check stuff. Stops rust from spreading and restores appearance. Rust inhibiting primer. So there you go. It's supposed to kill rust. I did that on something else. Spray it on there. I'll let it dry for a little bit. I'll give it a quick scuff. And I'm just going to load that with some filler. Well, not load it, but just a little skim coat to get some of those pits out of it. I don't think I'm going to worry about the lower parts of the frame because no one's ever going to see it. I'll just kind of rough it up. So I'm going to do that. While that dries, I'll skim that. I'll skim that with some filler. Then I'm going to get just a little wire wheel. I got it on my big grinder, which I never use. It spins too fast for me. I'm just going to take like one of this. This is like a pretty fine, I think it's brass even. Wire wheel. I'll put it on the cordless grinder and just go over the kind of rusty spots. And I'll probably hit that with some sort of that rust inhibiting primer and stuff like that. Because something like this, for instance, I might even just scuff it up. Like in the funny spots. I'll get in there. So then I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll bring it back with me. I've got some of the crunchy stuff done, and I got some filler on there. We'll take it to the next step. Alright. Let's go. Well, it should be a few minutes. So I just put some filler on it. I just did the parts you're going to see. Under there, I'm not really too worried about it. I'll scuff it up, and it'll be fine. I got that spot and that spot. So I got my wire wheel. I started doing this little area just with the wire wheel in the crunchy spots and this just to kind of scuff it up, and it came out like all the little rust pits and all that came right out of it. And if you see down the bottom of the frame, that was gentle, Dan. This was all rusty. I mean, I still got levels like that. So, I mean, it came out fine and super easy. I got in here. So, I think all I'm going to do, like this thing is crazy. The amount of runs and stuff. Like, there's a giant run in the paint there. Look at this. That's all that is runs in the paint. So unless this thing was repainted, which I can't imagine, it's on both sides, it's run in all the corners, run the firewall. It's like, was the motor out and they repainted? I can't imagine that. And it looks all original. I'm sanding right through to, you know, primer and metal. So I think that's how it was. It was that shitty from factory. Can you believe that? Like, the quality control, if that's how it was, if you bought a brand new car today and there's a giant run in it like that, I'd be maybe a little put off. But, so all this filler, I just put the filler on. So while that's setting up, I'm going to hop in here. I'm going to just kind of go the whole way around with the grinder and that steel wool, or whatever that is, Scotch-Brite. I'm going to take the final brake line a little bit off, take the linkage out, see if I can take everything, just kind of slide it around. So I can leave the brake lines in place, I think that's the best. Just kind of, you know, pull it with a zip tie or a piece of rope or something like that. Paint it all, and it can all go right back to where it's going to be and carry on. We're not doing that today. We're just going to kind of scuff it all up. But yeah, it's a lot of labor, but I think it's going to look nice in the end and be worth it. Oh, better be worth it. I'm at the point of return now. you guys saw the gist of it. I just kind of roughed it up. I think it's in 180. So I mean, that's probably all I'm gonna do. I loaded up. I had some high build primer, a little bit of body filler in a can. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm gonna give it just a few minutes while I clean up a little bit maybe, and then I'll give it one more coat. And I'm gonna go and have a little something to eat, and then I kind of think I'm done under here. I mean, it's I'll clean it all up and I'll probably wipe it all down with some thinner stuff before I paint it. But that's down the road a few days. I think I might do a little Googling how I'm gonna take this front end apart. Maybe I'll start on that, and wherever I end tonight is where we're ending the video, because that's how it's going. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty impressed with it. Really botched out with the primer, but whatever. It'll all be green at some point. No one will ever know. We'll never know. Okay, well that's how she dried up. Well, that was happening. I actually I started taking the front end apart. Not gonna lie, I didn't do a lot of filming because I didn't really know what the heck I was doing. Maybe I'll show you the other side. I'm new to this Dodge stuff. I still gotta figure out how to take this torsion bar out. That's new. I'll probably Google it. I'm sure you guys are already commenting right now. What I did want to do, I had some of this paint mixed up when I did the quarters and stuff like that, just a spray bomb. And I kind of wanted to see how this was going to look with the, I guess we'll call it bodywork. So I was just going to kind of dust it in there and see. So I'm going to give it a couple of coats. We'll let it dry. It doesn't look that bad. I was worried it would be really kind of gross looking, but I think it looks okay. Good enough to be covered by a battery tray. So I'll do the whole, whatever I primered, just to kind of get a vibe of what it's going to do. And we'll get set up on the other side maybe and start ripping this front end apart. But it's getting late, I'm not going to lie. It's almost 10 o'clock and I'm feeling tired. So I'll probably get it half taken apart and call it. Car's on the table. I didn't make a whole lot of progress. So I'll give you a little recap, and I'm going to end the video and start again tomorrow. But check how good this looks, actually. So what I actually did, I went a little ham with the rattle can, because I want to see how it's going to look, the fact that I just kind of scuffed it. It looks freaking good, other than you can see a couple of dark spots, because the two drips, I guess it hit the tip was dirty or whatever. But that looks good. I'm more than happy with that. And that was just with a rattle can. So if we can make the whole thing look that good, you know, obviously I'll scuff that down again when it dries. And over here, it looks pretty good too. I can't complain. Camera always makes it look better, but... So, yeah, I think we're done under here. Until I'm ready to actually paint. I'm gonna double check to make sure I have all the stuff, but I'm pretty sure I do. I'll give you a little lowdown of the front end of this thing and how I interpret it. It is kind of brand new to me, and I've, unfortunately, there's a few tools I don't have, which I have to borrow. So, I got, you loosen the torsion bar, that's what I did anyways. Loosened it, broke the spindle off, that was easy. Took the lower control, or lower ball joint off. It's pretty, it's kind of cool, just bolts on. This thing is like, wore out, like crazy. The upper ball joint, it's got like a, it actually threads in, and it's got like a 4-point, kind of, well, square, I guess. It needs a special socket to go on there. And I figured it's probably easier, so Murr's buddy has one. So instead of ordering off Amazon, I'm going to borrow it tomorrow. And the internet says you kind of put it on there and loosen it. I figured it'd be easier to do while it's on the car. Then I can take the upper control arm out, and then the shock out, no big deal. Sway bar's good. I got this front strut rod, maybe. The bolts off that. So I just got to take it out of the front of the K-member. And I've ordered no bushings for that. So I assume that'll come out. A couple of bolts, that'll come out. The lower control arm, I'm struggling a little bit getting the torsion bar out. I'll do some Googling on that one. Make sure I'm doing it right. And then the whole front end's apart. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of nice compared to a Chevy. You can just loosen those torsion bars, and then there's no fear of dying because there's no load on it. So I just counted the number of turns I did out. Came out, no big deal. I'm going to give everything a coat of penetrating oil tonight on the other side, so it'll be easier to deal with tomorrow. And take it all apart. Once that's all done, undercoat the inside and stuff like that. Parts are a few days away yet, so it should be good. Oh, I think, I was looking through my tie rod stuff. You know, I think I might be the idiot. Because there was 2 that were L and 2 that were R. Well, they're probably just the threads on them, right? They look identical. So the part number on the bill was different than the part number in the bag. But I'll just double check. I'm going to assemble those and make sure they're the same. Because that'll be minty. And the brake stuff, I already knew hardware. Whatever. Pack the bearings, put it all back together. But yeah, it actually worked out pretty good. Inside here, I'm finding out, like this one, it looks like it was body color and then undercoated. I think we'll just undercoat it, or truck bed coat it, or do something, and call it a day. But that's where we're leaving this video. A little bit of stripping for you guys. I don't know how much you like that. So tomorrow, we'll get the rest of the stuff out. We'll probably undercoat the wheel wells, do a few things like that, get that all dialed together, and make sure I have enough paint. We'll start working on that stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we'll keep giving her.